Lazy teenagers are making 5 and even 6 figures online by taking advantage of a hidden, untapped market that most people have not even heard of. And the crazy part is they're doing this without growing a massive audience, without pouring thousands of pounds into paid advertising, without taking months or years to learn a specialized skill, and without working more than 1 to 3 hours a day on their business. How do I know this? Well, I'm one of these teens. I've been able to generate more than £1 million at the age of 16. And I've also done some crazy stuff like taking me to prom in a helicopter, which actually made it onto the news. As you guys can see, the press actually called me the teenage James Bond. Well, I know you're thinking, yeah, that's cool and all, but how do I do the same? Well, luckily for you, in this video, I'm going to reveal the exact system that has made me one of the youngest self-made millionaires on the world. So you can directly copy and paste it into your life. Whether you're a student, working your first job, or a little along in your career, if you want more time, more money, and more freedom, but you don't have 60 hours to grind that out on a business that might not even work, then this video is for you. So stick with me. I'm not going to ask you to take anything on faith. I'm going to walk you through the 4 most popular online businesses that all these coaches are talking about. One hidden method that absolutely nobody is talking about. And I'm going to show you with proof which business model is truly the laziest way to make your first million online. Also, I want to be very clear. When I say the laziest, I don't mean 0 effort is required. I got to where I am today by working on my business every single day, before school, after school, during school, and even on the weekends. Hard work is always a part of the equation, but we don't just want to work hard, we want to work smart, right? So the laziest business model is the one that generates the maximum payoff with minimum effort and investment. That's the business we want to get into, as it has the highest chance of success. I'm guessing you want to build an online business that funds your dream life, lets you travel, go out with friends, or retire your mum so she simply doesn't have to work ever again in her life. Or you simply just want to live in comfort. No bills to stress over, no crowded bus rides home, just the freedom you deserve. And the truth is, choosing the wrong business model will make achieving these goals almost impossible. If you've tried starting an online business in the past and it didn't give you the results you wanted, or if you've been thinking about starting your own online business for years now, or you simply didn't take action because you sounded so overwhelming, just know that that is not your fault. Most likely, you didn't have the vehicle to get you there, because most of these so-called coaches online are gatekeeping the best vehicle. Look, I'm not some guru that was successful 5 or 10 years ago teaching a business model that simply doesn't work anymore. I'm just a young teenager that was just in the trenches, trying to discover a business model that let me make money on autopilot and make a significant amount of cash while still in school. Well, I can confidently say that I cracked the code to find the most profitable business model in today's market, and I'm about to share it with you. The truth is, there are lots of ways to make money online, and I've had success with all 4 of the most popular business models I'm about to show you. But here's what most online marketers will never admit. The more saturated a business model is, the more time and money you have to put in to make it work. If you're like most of the people I talk to, you're either in full-time education or a full-time job. Maybe you have family obligations or a relationship that takes too much time. Odds are you're already busy and you don't have unlimited capital to invest into your business. So you need something with low startup costs and something that you can build in under 15 hours a week. And you need something that generates a serious amount of money quickly and on autopilot every single day. This means you need a business model with high demand and an unsaturated marketplace. So let's see which of these 5 models actually best fits the requirement, and you're gonna be surprised. It's probably not the one you think. So first up, it's reselling. This is where you buy clothes, accessories, or other products at rock bottom prices and sell them on sites like Vinted at a markup. Buy low, sell high, and make bank. Easy, right? Well, not so fast. I personally love this business model. It's actually how I got started in the online business world. As you guys can see, this is an article made about me. The pros of this business model is that it has a very low barrier to entry. You don't need a big audience or a following. It only takes a small amount of money to make your first trades online. I mean, that's how I was able to make my first 10k a month at 12 years old, selling Pokemon cards on eBay when COVID hit, as you guys can see here. And then I started selling vintage clothes in 2024, which was also highly successful. However, you need to know that the reselling market has drastically tightened up. It's a completely different world out there now. There's still a high demand. People are always going to want rare pieces and designer brands at a cheap cost. But the market is now insanely oversaturated, which means the big players with deep pockets are scooping up all that delta. And if you're just a regular person without a supplier network connection, finding good suppliers that source cheap clothes, doesn't source fakes, doesn't source reps, is almost impossible nowadays. And remember, your profit is made when you buy, not when you sell. If you overpay for products, like most new resellers do, you'll end up barely making your money back. Worst case, losing money. Again, I will always be a big fan of reselling. I still do it to this day and teach people how to do it correctly. It's absolutely possible to make a high income doing this, but it takes a ton of time to develop an eye for profitable items, find good suppliers, pack and ship orders every single day. I know that sounds fun, but once you're shipping out 100 orders a day, I promise you it's not. I can tell you from personal experience. When I was doing reselling as my primary business, I was hustling for up to 5 hours every single day. And that was an intense commitment on top of my school and social life. So we'll put reselling in the high investment, high reward quadrant. Exciting business model, but if you're short on time, it's probably not the one for you. Next, we have affiliate marketing. This is a super popular business model for creators, influencers, and basically anyone they're following. You promote other companies' products on your social platforms and you get a commission every single time someone makes a purchase from your link that company gave you. If you have a personal brand, affiliate marketing is a no-brainer. Why would you not share the products you love to your followers and get money from it? Startup costs are virtually zero and you don't need any money to get started. You don't have to handle fulfillment or take care of customer service. All of that nonsense you don't have to deal with because your affiliate partners take care of everything. And if you're creating content, it doesn't take any extra time to add it to your link in bio or add it to the description. However, it could take months or even years to build a decent sized audience online. I encourage everyone to build a personal brand. It's one of the best decisions I've personally made in the online world. But you want to build your brand while making money. I don't want you to put your dreams on hold until you have 100k followers or whatever. And keep in mind, as an affiliate marketer, you own nothing. If a key affiliate goes out of business, you're out of luck. Let's be honest, people are kind of sick of this link in bio thing at this point. So this is a low demand, highly saturated space. Unless you have a really strong brand with millions of followers, affiliate marketing is a good side income to think about, but not your main business model. So we'll put this business model in the low investment, low reward quadrant. So now we're going to look into a business model that is a little less discussed, but potentially very lucrative, and that is copywriting. Top copywriters make multi-six figures online and top agencies can make millions. This business model is actually very popular among beginners because it's really cheap to start. You don't need to buy anything other than maybe some ebooks or courses to sharpen your skills, and you can work as little as much as you want. But here's the catch. This is what the most of these gurus don't tell you online. This old model of launching a digital marketing agency and hiring freelance copywriters for £5 from India is completely dead and gone. It seriously drives me mad how these people are still promoting this arbitrage style business model. It's long gone, it's dead and buried. Why? Because AI writes better copy than 80% of humans. Soon to be 95%. There's simply no reason for clients to pay for mid-level copywriting when they can use AI to get the same or even better results for free. It just doesn't make sense. Now, that doesn't mean that copywriting itself is dead. If you want to be in the elite 5% of copywriters who are still commanding premium rates for their services, you need to be reading, studying, and practicing like crazy. You're looking at mastering a completely new career from scratch. If you already have a career or you're studying for a degree in a different field, you have to decide if you're willing to make that type of time investment. And let's face it, not everyone is good at writing or wants to be a writer for the rest of their life. If it's something you truly enjoy and want to learn, I'd say go for it. Copywriting is a fantastic skill to have as an online entrepreneur, even if you're not doing freelance jobs. For example, I hit my first 10k day from an email automation that I built myself because of the skills that I gained from copywriting when I was doing it as a primary business. Copywriting will be an important part of your system, but it's no longer a lazy, scalable business on its own. So with copywriting, you're looking at a moderate barrier to entry because of the time involved and moderate customer demand. People are still paying for high demand copy, but the days where you make thousands from making basic sale pages are long gone. And thanks to AI, the market for copywriting is extremely saturated. Copywriting gets the moderate to high investment, moderate to high reward spots. Now, this next model is popping off online and I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. It's called dropshipping. I'm sure you've seen those ads online showing screenshots from 8 and 9 figure e-commerce stores, and it looks super simple. Just set up a store and let the supplier handle fulfillment. You don't have to do a thing. All you have to do is just watch the passive income roll in. Well, here's what they don't tell you. It takes several thousands of pounds in upfront capital to get started. You'll need to constantly test new products and run ads to find out what's selling in your niche and stay on top of trends. Similar to reselling, finding a good supplier is a constant challenge. What's different here is that most of your suppliers will be overseas, so you might find yourself dealing with delays and product issues at 3 a.m. in the morning. I don't know about you, but that's not what I call passive income. Refund and customer support take a huge amount of time, not to even mention the chargebacks from the trouble that your suppliers will cause. Well, the upside for dropshipping is that there's an insane high level of demand as everyone is shopping online nowadays. The downside is that it is insanely saturated and the profit margins are razor thin. A lot of beginners lose all their savings to dropshipping and make zero profit. Most of the guys that you see online making big money got in early and built a sustainable brand at the beginning. That means they don't have to compete on pricing like you do. But if you have little time and money to start your business today, this game is rigged for you to fail. So dropshipping goes in the high investment, high reward quadrant. You know, I wish I got started with dropshipping when it was first kicking off 10 years ago, but unfortunately I was just starting out primary school at the time, so it's never gonna happen. However, there's a new opportunity opening up now that is possibly bigger than dropshipping in 2015. I'll show you what that new opportunity is and why it's so promising just in a minute. But first, just to recap, we've covered 4 online business models and all of them are either low investment, low reward, or high investment, high reward. I want to be very clear. It's possible to make money online with any of these business models if you know what you're doing, but none of them meets our core criteria of a lazy business. Low investment, high reward. You'll also notice there's nothing in the high investment, low reward quadrant. I'd say that most so-called online business opportunities fall into that category, but I'm not going to waste your time talking about those business models that will not get you the freedom you deserve. And that brings us to the 5th business model: digital products. Digital products include courses, coaching packages, ebooks, templates, audio and video content, basically anything that delivers information and solves a problem for your audience. You've most likely purchased a digital product in the past, even if you didn't know that's what they were called. Look, digital products aren't some short-term trend. They've been around for a long time now. But until the last couple of years, the barrier to entry to creating and producing these products was incredibly high. If you wanted to create a course back in 2010, 2015 or even 2020, you needed a team of people, an expensive hosting platform, and sometimes custom coding to make that happen. Back then, most people that created courses and digital products already had a successful business at the time, and even full-time business owners with teams and big budgets were limited to how much they could produce, since every product took 3 to 6 months to build, test and launch. Elite entrepreneurs will put out 2 to 3 courses per year. Just imagine how bad it will feel to spend 6 months on a course just for it to flop, and that happened all the time. Luckily, this old style of selling digital products is dead. What's working now is a little less known business model, what I call creator commerce, selling digital products with an automated system and AI. And here's what that looks like. AI gives you the power to create, design, host, market and automate everything right from your phone. You don't need to be an expert or have special knowledge on the topic that you're providing, and you don't have to pour money into a custom digital product hosting platform. Digital hosting platforms make it extremely easy to package, market and deliver information to your buyers. This means that instead of betting all your money into one risky course and hoping that it works out, you can launch a new micro product every single week with little time and money. See what people want to buy and sell it to them over and over. Dumb entrepreneurs make wild bets and cross their fingers and hope that it works out. Smart entrepreneurs test, iterate and follow data. So we've seen that in this marketplace, the barrier to entry for digital products is practically non-existent with the right strategy. But is there strong demand for these products? 1000% yes. Information is the new currency. People want solutions to their problems and they're willing to pay for it. I'm pretty sure you've had the experience of desperately searching online for answers to something you were struggling with, and either you found nothing or the content was absolutely useless. Well, those days are over. We're in the cusp of an information revolution where normal people will make money selling solutions to these problems that have been overlooked. It doesn't really make sense for some online guru to spend 6 months creating a mini course that teaches people how to spin a basketball or land their first date. But what if you could leverage AI to create a £10 info product in less than an hour that does exactly that? Just to put it to perspective, if you just sold 100 of these products a month, that's £1,000 that took you less than 1 hour to make. The scalability is off the charts. I think you see the possibility here. But here's the £1 million question. Is the market for digital products saturated? No, not yet. Right now, we're in a very rare window where there's tremendous demand for these products, but only a few creators who know how to provide that. We're about to see a massive explosion for digital products, and 99% of the profits will go to those who got in early and built a solid system. Let's take a look and see how digital products stack up against the other business models. So reselling, low barrier to entry, high demand, but it is a saturated market. Affiliate marketing, low barrier to entry, that's good, but there's low demand and it is an unsaturated market. Copywriting, it's not possible because of AI. There isn't a high demand and it is a saturated market. Dropshipping, there's a high barrier to entry, but there's a high demand, but it is also saturated. Digital products, low barrier to entry, high demand, and an unsaturated market. And out of these 5 models, only digital products have a low barrier to entry, high demand, and an unsaturated market. Nothing else even comes close. This is clearly far and away the laziest and the most promising opportunity in the market right now. With that being said, there's still some risks with digital products if you do not execute it properly. I see so many creators these days either copying other creators or using AI the wrong way and working too hard or getting stuck in the content creation treadmill. That is not gonna cut it if you want to build an online business that funds your dream life. And the good thing is, there's a much simpler and lazier way to do this. Let me show you the exact system that I use to make 6 figures every single month selling simple PDF files. This is how much I made in just one weekend recently, over £12,000. Again, I'm not some online marketing bro. I'm just a student that was just exactly where you are right now. I know what it feels like to be stuck, overwhelmed, and unsure of yourself. I'm telling you, I wasted so much money buying courses that teach outdated methods and did not work for me at all. I had no idea how to scale an online business at the time. I just knew I didn't want to spend the best years of my life constantly sitting at a desk and checking my bank account if I could simply buy a new shirt to take my girlfriend out on a date. I wanted more. I'm betting you do too. So when I found a system that gets real results in a short amount of time, I had to share with other people too to get you out the position that I was in. So here's how the creator commerce model works. You start off by building a micro audience on social media. 1,000 followers is all you need. It doesn't take that long to get there. Many of you watching probably have more followers than that already. You're gonna define your niche and build trust with your audience. And by the way, you don't even have to show your face on camera if you don't want to. You can literally have AI script, edit, and post these videos for you. Then you're gonna sell a low-ticket digital product to your audience, like a PDF or a mini course priced under £50. There are 2 advantages of a low-ticket digital product. Number 1, there's almost no hands-on work required once you launch the product. And number 2, you're creating a funnel with extremely warm leads that are most likely to buy from you again. Next, you build out a monetized system so your income scales on autopilot, and then you launch a high-ticket offer. That's when the real cash comes in. You've already got a full pipeline of ready-to-buy leads who know and trust you, so the program is easy to sell, execute, and rinse and repeat. This is exactly how I built my own business. My niche was reselling. As I mentioned earlier, my audience's biggest problem was finding quality suppliers that did not push fakes. I sold PDF files with links to my private supplier network priced under £20. And you guys, I did not have a big following at the time. You don't need a massive audience to make money from this. The system brought in £100 a day just when I had 1,000 followers. Why? Because they needed and wanted what I was selling to them. From there, I launched my high-ticket mentorship offer that helped people start and execute their reselling business. I targeted very warm leads who had already bought my PDF files, and they knew I was for real. They knew I could deliver. I started to make 10 to 20k every single day at that point. Even when I was sitting in class, taking my sister to our dream holiday to Dubai, I was still having cash rolling in. Everything I learned, every system I built, every funnel I tested, I'm sharing with you so you can do the same and achieve the same results. But I know you're wondering, will this system actually work for me too? To answer that question, let me show you the results from some people I've mentored recently. This is my student Lucas. He just did 30k in 2 months using the Create Commerce framework. Before he got started in digital products, Lucas barely scraped by as a student with a part-time job. Every time he went to the shops, he would worry about the price. Now just 60 days into the business, he can buy whatever he wants and travel whenever he wants. This is another student. Curtis made 12k in a single month doing exactly what I did. Here's another student, Alfie, pulling in 15 to 20k a month. Look, obviously it takes effort and laser focus to reach that level of income. And if you're just starting out, it might feel kind of far off. So let me show you a case study for someone that was just a beginner at selling digital products. This is Sarah. She's a fitness coach with a small following. We helped her create and automate her first info product, align her content strategy, and execute this system consistently. And within 30 days, people were blowing up her DMs asking for a mentorship, and she was already making £900 a week from her products. Ask yourself this: how would that change your life to earn an extra £900 every week on autopilot? I just want to give you an idea of what's possible with an opportunity like this, even in the first month or two, if you have the right system in place. And truly, you guys, the sky is the limit. The Create Commerce framework is so much more than achieving goals like this. It's about never having to work a job you hate ever again. Being able to retire your mum so she never has to work a job she truly hates. Treating your mates or girlfriend when you go out. Most importantly, it's about having money in case of a crisis hits. So when your car breaks down or your dog gets sick, you don't panic about how you're going to pay for it. Or imagine someone you love needed surgery. How incredible would it feel to help them out financially, rather than saying, sorry, I'm broke, I can't afford this. Goal is to create a life where money is never an obstacle. So if that level of financial and lifestyle freedom sounds like something you want, here's what I propose. I'm going to give you my unfair advantage in a market that is just starting to take off. I've already showed you my whole entire Create Commerce framework in this video. And now I'm offering to take you behind the scenes and show you how to execute it step by step. How to align your content with your offer, how to build and scale your systems so you're not working around the clock, and how to harness the true power of next generation AI. All you have to do is just click the link in my description to book a coaching call with me or someone in my team to show you. There's going to be a quiz on there just for us to see where you're at on your business career. It's like 5 questions, super simple, and it's okay if you're just starting out. What really counts is your drive, your mindset, and your willingness to think outside the box. And that's what will separate you from everyone else that doesn't take action. But in a year or two down the line, the digital product landscape is going to look completely different from it does right now. The market gap will start to close, the competition will be unbearable. More and more people will realize how to leverage AI for their content and products. And this business model will become as saturated as all the business models I have covered in this video. This is exactly what happened with dropshipping in 2015. The same cycle will repeat itself. It's now a decade since 2015. We're in 2025. You could clearly see how the cycle will repeat itself. And I'm telling you, the next opportunity like this will be in 2035. But I am confident this cycle we're in right now will be bigger than the cycle in 2015. But unfortunately, the regret people will have to not getting in this cycle early will be bigger than the regret in dropshipping, because making money online is getting harder and harder, and this cycle is so big right now. I'm telling you guys, you will not find an opportunity like this until 2035, and I cannot promise you something as big as this ever. So those who get in early will have the chance to build real wealth. Those who wait on the sidelines and wait for the right moment are left in the dust. By the time they try to get a piece of the action, it would have been simply too late. So the way I see it, you have a decision to make. You can take advantage of this rare opportunity and design your life on your own terms, or you can stay stuck where you are right now and miss the biggest opportunity you'll ever get in your lifetime. To be quite honest, it makes no difference for me. I already got my dream life, but I'm just trying to help you out too, because this video is exactly what I needed when starting out. No one provided this to me, and I wanted to provide it to you. Digital products are a multi-billion-pound industry, soon to be £1 trillion industry, and there's room for you to blow up if you're ahead of the curve. I can show you how to do it, but only you can take action. If you want to be better than the ordinary, the power is in your hands. Make the right decision.